All right, Bimang, today is Monday. It is March 13th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It's Snake Draft Monday. Today we are joined by Bobby Reags and we are joined by Rico Bosco. College basketball yesterday was Selection Sunday, and obviously the tournament starts Thursday, so we're bringing you a college basketball draft. Reags, it's been a while. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, I'm pumped to join. I think the last one was horse racing.
That was a minute ago. Do you got any Derby futures? I got one.
I got to start looking, man. It's March. Give me after March, and then I'll look.
That's fair.
I had one on New Year's last year, and he got inched out by a nose to a horse that was juiced up.
All he cares about is basketball until basketball's done. Then he starts looking at horses.
I would say I got too many futures to worry about. Give me March, man.
Rico Dahmer, how are you?
Doing all right. Yeah, doing all right.
I actually think this look works for him.
I think it looks good too. Are you rocking a new haircut?
Yeah, everything.
Kind of thing?
Yeah,
he's got a product in there.
Yeah,
Rico.
My wife was like, "Try this, cut it off. It's a little bit less time in the shower. Summer's coming. It's not too bad."
Yeah.
Have you trimmed up a little bit too? Your face looks thinner.
Yeah, that's a bad and good sign. It's obviously good to lose the weight, be healthy, and shit like that. But it's not good that everybody's noticing. I don't think I like.
I hate that too.
I
hate that too. People notice my six pack. And
give you some pep in your step. But okay. Today, like I said, we are doing a college basketball centric draft. And we will say the five subcategories, because I know we did one 2 years ago with Reags and Jake Marsh. And we did one last year with Kaminsky. We did coaches, and then 2 years ago we did like a whole bunch of subcategories. This will be a subcategory draft as well. And they're very different. So we have college basketball mascot. Note college basketball, not because some of them do differ, obviously.
Yeah.
Right, like the Florida State one and Traveler from USC.
Right.
So college basketball mascot.
Specific.
Announcer. It could be anyone on a broadcast, not just play-by-play, color guy, whatever. Jersey. Arena. That you get the court, you get everything that comes with it, and then finally a random player. And when we say random player, like you don't have to take
not taking
Kemba
Michael
Walker or Michael Jordan,
right?
Yeah,
or whoever.
You can't take those guys.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I was gonna say if I read your text correctly, we're talking about like the NCAA tournament darling type breakout guy.
I don't even think that, Reags. I think when someone makes a pick, it's like, that guy.
That guy. I remember that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Like it shouldn't be like one of the first names that you think of when you think of college basketball.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Christian Laettner, Stephen Curry. All right, I'm good.
Before we get into it, congratulations to Jeff D. Lowe, won the Oscar snub draft.
Ooh, that's kind of fucked up.
He just narrowly edged out Kirk by less than 2%. So
I got to say I am proud of the internet, though.
why?
I would have guessed that the internet would have shit down my throat for the Thurman Merman pick. Nobody did.
That's nice.
Like, can you believe he drafted that? Without even listening to the
Well, you said
episode.
you were doing
It was,
like a shit.
It's a great movie too.
Yeah, it is.
It should have won Oscars.
All right, let's get into the order. Bobby Reags, producer Harry has number 1 through 5 behind his back. What number is it?
3.
No.
Rico,
4.
No.
Chief,
2.
No.
1.
Yes.
Give yourself a 1 seed.
I'll go 3.
All right, White Sox able to take third. 1 through 4 to me, Harry. I think you got 2 behind there.
No.
Bobby,
4.
No.
Rico,
Got to be 3, right?
Yes.
I will go second.
all right, 1 through 3, Chief.
1.
Yes.
I'll go first.
1 or 2 to me. I'll say 1 again.
Yes.
I'll take the wraparound. So Reags, you got 4.
I got 4.
I got the 5 slot, so I will be on the wraparound.
Got it.
Before we officially start the draft, though, I do want to talk about the GameTime app, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans for fans, GameTime is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever They score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. They cracked the code on how to score deals on last-minute tickets. It's possible, excuse me. What an error by me. It's always possible with the Game Time app, okay? So the biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. Listen, if you follow any Barstool personality on Instagram, on Twitter, at this point, you've seen them at an event, a concert, or a sporting event with using the Game Time app. So just take our word for it. We've really loved this app. So make sure you check it out if you're trying to check out an NCAA tournament game this weekend, or maybe, just checking out an NHL game or an NBA game. Make sure you're giving the Game Time app a look. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle, enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Make sure you're using that Game Time app, people. It's a great app. All right, let's get into the draft. Okay, let's just get underway. Chief, you're up first.
Onions. I'm taking Bill Rafferty first.
God damn it.
Yeah. So that's why this is a draft where I feel like there's one true number one. There are other ones that are arguments for everything. Rafferty to me is the absolute best. He is college basketball. He's got all the unique calls. He's got like the big game voice. He is college basketball to me. He's perfect.
He's the background of my phone. I have kids and I still have Rafferty.
Yeah. Well, that's
a great pick.
Yeah. I mean, I love the guy. So, yeah, I'm thrilled. That's why I wanted number one overall. That's why I took it when I had the chance. So Bill Rafferty is my 1-1.
I know a few things about Bobby Reags. I know that he lives in the Cincinnati, Kentucky area, pays like $500 for rent, and
mortgage, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I built my own house because I live here.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, previously, I remember you talking about how cheap your rent is.
Yeah.
I know you like horse racing. I know you're obsessed with college basketball. I know even more you're obsessed with Bill Rafferty, so I know this probably hurts him bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's my number one answer when it's like, who do you want to have a drink with? Like, he's a notorious drinker, even at his age now.
I love that.
He's an all around great guy too. Like, I've met him a couple times, just super nice. And it's just like, yeah, like Chief said, he is college basketball. Like, he has the calls. He's been on like famous games, obviously with the Final Four now, but even like memorable moments.
I know highlights from before I was born exclusively because his call was so good.
Yeah, he used to actually buy alcohol for my grandfather. My grandfather ran like a liquor distribution center in New Jersey, and not far. Like, he grew up right around Raftery, and Raftery would always buy his liquor from there. So that hurts because he was my 1-1. I was wondering how late I'd possibly be able to get him. I thought maybe he'd slip to like 3, but yeah, I mean that's 1-1.
I think it's ambitious to take it 1-1 personally, but
I think,
do you?
Sure, but I do think that they're all the other categories. There's debate about who should get number one. For this category, I think it's only him.
I agree.
I think there's some other big hitters that
We'll see.
We'll see. Rico, any take here?
Yeah, I mean, he's the best. He also, so I'll say this all the time too, and people are like, why do you hate Vitale? Lee Corso works on game day because that is a show that's there's no game going on. It's a show. So his whole thing and his lines and his mascots and all that shit is supposed to be a show. Vitale is doing this rambling and all this bullshit during the game. It takes away from the game. Raftery does a show, but also is the most prepared guy you're ever going to see. Has the yellow pad, can tell you about sets, he's a plethora of basketball knowledge while being entertaining. He's a unicorn. It's a great first pick.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Rico, with that, you're up.
I actually think this category is loaded, and I would be happy with any of them. I want to take the other old guy. I'm going to go with Gus, though. Gus Johnson is college basketball is just I had the pleasure of meeting him. He actually called a couple of my friends' games, so I was asking him about that when I saw him back in town in the tournament. But, yeah, he's also got some insane – I mean, that UCLA-Gonzaga game alone is just So Gus is as close to the top as you can get.
Now,
In a loaded category, though.
yeah. Now, would you guys kill me, Rafferty Scott? And I love Rafferty too, but would you kill me if I would say like the popcorn fan knows more about Gus Johnson? Because I think
probably because he's a play-by-play guy, right?
Yeah, he's talking more.
yeah, but I just think in general, like I think Gus Johnson to
I
like
think Gus is a little bit bigger on the internet. Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Makes sense.
I do think that's the case.
Well, I'm not
Now,
drafting
do you
for the
think-
internet.
You kind of are.
Oh
No, I
integrity.
don't care if I get voted off. I wanted Bill Rafferty.
I don't think it's a bad pick. I'm just bringing up
No,
points.
yours is
Yeah.
Bob.
Here's a dilemma now, though, for the more casual fan. Gus calls, obviously, like the big noon football game.
Mm-hmm.
How much is he now correlated with football more than basketball?
I was
to
going
the
to bring that
casual
up
fan,
too.
not to the basketball fan.
When was the last time he did a tournament game? It's probably been almost
Been a
maybe
couple years since FS1 started.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
I mean, it might be like a decade now.
But
since
what?
he's done a
But
tournament.
what's the first thing a lot of people say? It's like, man, he's my college
Bring Gus
basketball
back.
guy. Yes.
Yeah. No,
Exactly.
that's I agree with that. Like Gus Johnson's great. I'm just
He's not as beloved.
I like a
in
guy
college
named
football.
Gus too.
I do.
don't
I
give
agree.
away.
yeah.
Gus, that's a good
There was
name.
a lot of guys who used to do games and they took them off of the games too.
Yes. Gus from
I can't
recess.
give away a pick, but there's a heavy hitter out there who used to do tournament games. They took him off too. It's bullshit. So
All right, though. Very strong pick.
Gus Fring.
Very strong
Yeah.
pick. White Sox, Dave.
You guys better not bitch about this one because I didn't have enough time to prepare. But I'm going player, and I'm going Kevin Pittsnogle of West Virginia
Why would
University.
we bitch about that one? And you like
But he was like a star.
Dude,
What?
for you to say you didn't have enough time to prepare.
I
me
mean,
see
texted
what-
you last night.
I know, but
Texted you last
we
night
had-
at 10:30.
I was having night terrors at that point.
You went to
He literally was. He had sleep paralysis last night.
Listen to last week's mid
That's
show.
terrifying in its
Yeah.
own right.
Yeah, you had sleep paralysis, but like what? You were paralyzed all until now.
That demon that came in your closet was probably Kevin Pittsnogle.
We're good. Kevin Pittsnogle. Last I heard, he was like teaching history class in West
No,
Virginia or something.
that's the name.
Yep.
That's like to
You
me
got
like
Pittsnogle.
to me that he is this category.
Yeah, just a 6'10" hillbilly raining threes and going to. Did they go to the Elite Eight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, they lost a little.
right?
and then never
Yeah,
did
Yeah,
a
I
thing
think
in the NBA.
They
Obviously,
lost the next year in the Sweet 16. I'm pretty sure. No. What was the year they lost to Texas? Reags.
That was 07, 06. We had one of
yeah, it
those.
was when I was in high school.
Yeah. So this is the guy. That's a good pick. Very good pick.
Yeah.
He wasn't on my board. I knew someone was
Is it
going
a
to
good
take
pick
him.
now that you heard it?
I knew someone was going to take him, but I thought he was like almost above this category.
That's what I'm
because
saying. Yep.
he's talked about so much as this guy.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
a fair.
Because Jeff D. Lowe asks this question all the time. I feel like he tweets it out once a year at least, and everybody always says Pittsnogle.
Because he's the perfect. Oh, that guy.
But it's to the point where Jeff always talks to those people. He's like, Kevin Pittsnogle's not random anymore. If everyone,
Yeah.
if he comes to the mind for
All right.
everyone.
That's fair.
That's a fair criticism of this pick.
Yes, and he was really. I mean, granted, these picks could be good. He was really fucking good.
He was the
Yeah, he
second
was-
best player on his own team.
Yeah. So,
Wait, who was the best player on that team?
Gansey.
Mike Gansey.
Oh yeah, I remember him now.
They had John Beeline. They had a lot of shooters on that team.
Beeline's kid.
Yeah.
Riggs, you're up.
Oh God, I don't know where to go. I'm gonna go arena. I think there's a clear cut number one arena. Do I want to do that? Man, the announcers really threw me off. I'll go arena and I'll take Fog Allen at Kansas. I think that's the best home court in the country. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. It's a basketball school. It's a
Kentucky
or basketball.
Reags. I'm shocked.
Not if something gets said later, and I won't tip picks, but I'll wait.
Okay.
I think it's talked about. I mean, everyone in the basketball world says Fog is number one in terms of college basketball arenas. it's where Naismith was. I mean, it's everything. Calipari coached there, so I get that connection. Give me Fog. Like I said, and Rock Chalk Jayhawk is low key like one of the coolest chants in sports.
All right, I agree with you.
I don't like arenas that are lit, like it's bright. It looks like you're playing in the middle of the day, but for whatever reason, it seems like the natural daylight in Kansas like works.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Somehow, I think they're the only basketball arena that I can think of that lets in natural light.
Nope.
So there's another one? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I hope you bring it up later. Is it draftable, you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, well, that's what I associate that with Fog Allen. And so, yeah, I love that feature. So I think that's a great pick.
And also, I love that big-ass bird at half court. It's not
Huge.
like a small logo. It takes up the entire thing.
Oh, it's so big.
I feel like that's relatively...
It's obnoxiously big in
It's
a
like
good
in the
way.
last 10, 12 years, because I feel like they used to have like the state map or like a smaller bird. Like that bird is...
big.
I swear they grow it every year.
Yeah.
One of my favorite pastimes is betting Kansas in the Big 12 tournament. I reached out to the merch team, like, can we do this? They're like, nah, I think we're going to get pushback. It's not going to work. I just wanted shirts that said Bill Self Invitational because he wins that motherfucker every year, dude.
Yeah.
Every year.
He does. All right, Allen Fieldhouse, the first arena off the board. It's to me.
Yeah.
I love a good field house, too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jersey. I'm going to UCLA.
That's what I debated there.
Yeah, it's that simple. Best color scheme, the whites, the baby blues. It doesn't matter.
So clean.
It looks nice
Yeah.
any way you slice it. It's. I think, for my money, you could say it's the best jersey.
I think
sports.
you drafted it in the previous jersey draft.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. It is the best college basketball jersey.
Yeah.
100%.
It's my favorite color scheme too. Like
Yeah.
that blue and gold, not even having I know they wear the white jerseys, but the blue and gold are being the main colors.
It's the San Diego Chargers just in fucking cooler cut. It's a great scheme.
Yeah,
It's a good pick.
it's beautiful.
It is. Yep.
Not much
Did you
more.
like when they did the gold C for like their 100-year
Yes.
anniversary a few years back?
I liked it.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I could picture it.
If it's
Oh,
just-
yes.
Yeah.
They had like white letters or blue letters, but the C was gold.
I didn't love that, actually.
Yeah, I need.
It's something about
But one
like
letter
it's-
being off.
well, not even that, but it's like you're celebrating 100 years of a program where your jersey's been the same, and to celebrate that, you're going to change the jersey. Just
Right.
felt
Slightly, though, without
Slightly, but
really
it was.
fucking it up.
yeah. I didn't love it.
Yeah. Like, if you notice in Invincible, which is a reminder to those who haven't seen it, a Philadelphia movie about a special teams player, very similar to the Philadelphia movie about a fictional boxer, which got a real statue in their city. Anyway, it's 76, so for the bicentennial, they had a red stripe down the Cowboys' helmets, if you notice that. Very good detail. They did it for the 1 year. And the Cowboys helmet is as iconic as it gets.
Yeah.
I don't hate patriotic type stuff. So
Yeah, I'm thrilled to get it here. Past draft picks as well. So UCLA jersey is my pick.
good pick.
Okay, I'm going to go arena again. And this is probably going to be controversy. I mean, it's leaving some great stuff for you guys on the table because it's not one of the heavy hitters. It's not off the beaten path, but it's Assembly Hall, Indiana.
I love it.
And like I said, I know there's two very historic ones to probably the two most famous college basketball schools in the country, but something about Assembly Hall fucking looks awesome.
I feel like it has the steepest stands, and they go up like to the
limitless.
sky.
Yeah.
And there is something about that white state of Indiana outline in center court. It's just like their floor is just beautiful. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
It was awesome to be there. We were basically on the floor. Shout out Lisa. Thank you again. It's an awesome, awesome place to go.
The only downside would be like the environment when Indiana, like the last decade when Indiana has been whatever. It's almost like a church in there,
Yeah.
which is a pro but a con at the same time.
Reags, how often do you deal with Indiana fans?
All the time, they're the fucking worst.
They
Well,
have
behind Duke,
become
they're the worst.
the most insufferable fucking assholes on the planet.
They still
Basketball
send
and
me
football.
they still send me the Christian Watford shot, and they tend to forget that Kentucky beat them in the Sweet 16 when it mattered, and we won the title. Like, congrats on your home win at the buzzer. You made popcorn boxes out of it. That's not a blue blood program.
It's fucking crazy how bad their fan base has gotten since I've noticed it since the Tom Allen COVID season when they were like 9-2 or whatever, and they were like a top 15.
Outside of soccer, they haven't done shit since like the late 80s.
And it's bad, but the Fieldhouse is sweet, or the Assembly Hall.
It is a good home arena.
Yeah, probably could have done more for my board if I went in a different direction, but
You'll get a good. I mean, we have a large IU following.
yeah, but still, Indiana's sick, dude. Like if you actually know, you know.
Have you partied there?
You know, oh yeah, it's fun. Actually, not much though. I went for one.
Some of
day.
my best friends there.
I know you guys are bitching about their fans and all that, but they're a program, kind of how I feel about Notre Dame with football. Like college basketball is better when Indiana.
They
is.
haven't been.
I know
Since fucking
2004.
They beat
like
Duke that 1 year.
Yeah.
02.
Yeah. 02.
Oh,
years ago, yeah.
that. Jay Williams was horrific from the foul line. Tom Coverdale hated him.
He was on my list. Just
Let's not. Yeah.
They
let's
were a
not do
once.
that.
They were a one seed like within the last decade.
It was the Zeller team, right? They had Zeller.
Yeah, 2013.
And
yeah,
the
with,
guard.
with Cream
the guard.
being a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. Who was the guard who's had a great NBA career too?
I was thinking you're thinking of Yogi Ferrell, but
Eric
Oladipo.
Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
Oladipo. Yeah.
Oladipo. Yeah.
OG on a one boy. They had some guys like since
Yeah.
02, but nothing
Jeffries.
really. It was very short.
Yeah.
It was
That
a short stint.
their forward right now is a fucking stud.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah,
hyphenated
Jalen
last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying current forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trace Jackson Davis.
Yes. I was playing. I just call him the hyphenated guy.
Friend of the program.
Riggs, you're up.
The two big announcers golf I feel like a lot of these categories are deep. I'm going to go mascot, and it's specific to college basketball, and it's kind of a well-known thing in the college basketball world. Give me the St. Joe's Hawk, who's always, like, the rule is you can't stop flapping its wing. The costume still looks like it's from the 40s. It's a secret who it is every year. I remember, like, growing up outside of there, you never knew who the mascot actually was. But I love that it just can't stop flapping its wing. I think it's probably the most iconic or talked about college basketball mascot.
What if I told you I talked to a former Hawk pretty regularly? One of my good friends.
Then you got the in.
Yeah, I got the in.
Okay. I gotta say,
Jameer Nelson.
This is no. Who was the other guy who's lost his mind?
No,
Delonte.
Delonte.
Yeah. He's had.
no,
a
I talked
sad
to the guy
story.
who was the mascot.
No,
Oh,
I know.
really?
Yeah. So I gotta say, and I'm the least college basketball guy here, but this I had to Google it. It's a great looking mascot, but if someone just showed me a picture of this, I would guess Virginia Tech. But that could just be me. Did you guys
The
know this?
Virginia Tech mascot's very noticeable. If you Google it, the basketball version, it's up there in the list, but it's pretty.
Did you?
It's all time.
Yeah,
You
like
guys
when I
mix-
close my
yeah.
eyes, I see it.
You see it?
But it's not
Because
like
it's just flapping.
Yeah. Okay.
Chief, one time it got into a fight. See if you can pull this clip up. If your producer, I don't know if he's texting his fucking 95 cousins or something. I heard he's got a big family. But tell Tom to wake up. Maybe you could splice this clip in there. The Hawk is fighting with a Temple fan or something like that. Chief, it's going like this and like going like this. It's fucking because it knows.
And it doesn't break character.
Doesn't break character.
break-
I
All
love
All
this
right,
Hawk.
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's
right up
awesome.
your alley. Right up your alley. It's fucking.
I do
you
love
know,
that.
Like they'll take his scholarship away. It's fucking unbelievable.
He's
That
on
shit-
scholarship.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
Hawks on
yes.
scholarship. All right.
the St. Joe's Hawk. All right. What's next, Dave?
I'm gonna go with mascot. I'm gonna go with Sister Jean.
All right, hold on.
She's a mascot. Don't tell me otherwise.
She's an egomaniac.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She's
that's
a
good pick.
mascot.
I knew somebody was gonna go that way.
Sister Jean. I'm not vetoing.
I mean, it's crazy, but at this point, there's actually an argument for it.
Thank you.
time.
I thought you guys were gonna be like, "Oh,
No.
fuck you."
No.
I'm going with Sister Jean.
No,
She's
I-
a mascot.
I think you have an argument for it, dude.
I would have assumed Eddie took it since the real mascot's a dog.
Oh yeah. I don't know how it's going to go over for you, but
Outside the box picks usually are received somewhat well.
I think that's a fine pick. I do.
She's
I
a
do.
mascot.
She is.
If you, I mean, She's a mascot.
I enjoyed the tournament run from Loyola the last few years. I'm glad they're not going to make it this year. Like I've had a little bit enough.
She was on she tweeted a pic the other day, or Loyola basketball did or whatever, saying she was going to the conference and they were bad this year, but she was on a private jet. I'm like,
yeah, they're those collection boxes are somehow going towards her.
Yeah, seriously,
dude. But here's the thing: every story needs a protagonist and antagonist. I like and respect what Sister Jean has done for college basketball. It's a storyline. It was fodder. It was something
it's
to
great
talk
for
about.
Loyola.
Yeah, it is. I think it's great for Loyola, but it's not that she's bad. Like people hate her. I don't hate her. I'm just like a little tired of her.
Yeah, right. Exhausted.
I can't stand her.
Yeah,
she's a
Man,
nice
She's a 102-year-old. Yeah, I don't. It's hard.
I was at that 2018 Final Four, and it was just like everything was Sister Jean. I'm like, well, the kids are the one making the miracle run. Why don't you talk about them?
But like, it's not like Sister Jean is like jumping on. Like they're showing her. She's not choosing to be.
Oh, bullshit!
She's writing scouting reports for Porter Moser. Who does she think she is?
Is he gonna get fired? By the way,
He's at Oklahoma.
I know
He's at Oklahoma.
they're horrible.
Sister
Year
Jean,
one, right?
Year 2, I think, right?
a little early.
Year
It's a little
two.
early.
Yeah, he's fine.
Sister.
So
Well,
it was.
go Rico. Sorry.
No, finish it.
Oh, I'll say this: Sister Jean wrote a book.
I know.
All right, no, that's tough.
My journey to the
redacted.
Final Four.
Now I don't like her, but she is the most like you said. Everybody talks about her.
Name another nun.
You can't
She's
name one nun.
It's
Mother
like if
Teresa?
you're gonna, but she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Mother-
you can
was she a
name,
nun?
If you went to Catholic school, you can name.
I was gonna say I
nuns.
could name my nuns from high school.
I'll give you all my nuns from grammar school, but none of them are at the Final Four. So Chief, it was the Rhode Island Ram. I want to give you this.
If you're watching, or if you're just listening.
This is video inception.
All right, see, look, they're fighting there. Okay,
He's got a tire.
he takes whatever he takes away, and he comes with the head off. And watch, he's still laughing as he's fighting.
That's
And all the
amazing.
people showing him, that's just. I mean,
That's amazing.
the
All
head
right.
is off. Like everyone knows what's going on. He's going like this. Like, it's fucking the best.
Sister Jean off the board. Shout out to Sister Jean, Sister Murray Paul.
Yeah.
Kicked me out of piano. Rico.
Whoa, wait, hold
right,
on. You can't just stop there.
Well,
Kicked out of piano by a nun?
tell
All
us
right,
another day, yeah.
I'm prepared for this to be vetoed because I think people are gonna try to poke holes in it. But I think it's got a lot of value, and I'll explain why it should be, or it clarifies. I'm gonna go with Madison Square Garden. It's a home arena to St. John's. They play 5 or 6 games there. It's dead. They wrap the bowl.
It's the Big East
Nobody
tournament.
goes. Nobody cares. But I'm also getting the Big East tournament, which is the best of the best. Was the best of the best, but everybody goes. I'm getting a few showcase games at the Garden. I'm now in the mix for regional games there. The Garden and college basketball, there's always like the preseason NIT, the Jimmy V. I'm getting a couple of those games. The Garden is very, very much a college basketball arena. A lot of people turn out for that. I get a regional. I get tournaments. I get the Big East. Give me MSG, home to the St. John's Fighting Red Storm.
All the best basketball moments in MSG have been college basketball since like 1995. So
Since Larry Johnson's 4-point play, basically.
that was the last.
So
yeah,
if anyone wants to veto it, I'm fully prepared of how you could try to poke a hole in it. But it is a home arena, and the reason I went for it is because Fogg's not getting a regional. Fogg's not getting an NCAA tournament. Like
Used to. It used to.
yeah, okay. I think I went with a little bit of a utility player that people aren't really utilizing yet.
No, I think
So,
that's a good pick. I mean, MSG to me is the Big East. Like that, the Big East tournament.
Yeah.
That used to be like one of my favorite things in sports when it was Georgetown and Syracuse and UConn. Like those that I loved watching those games there, and I feel like that was always the last. Like wasn't that the last game on Saturday night?
Saturday
before-
night,
was like-
well, no. You're always gonna get the Pac-12, but
It was the 8 o'clock game.
yeah.
So put it this way, Chief, and now the broadcasts have changed, but even when they were both on ESPN, the Big East had it until the very, very end, and then they flipped to the Big 12. So, but forever, the Saturday night 8 o'clock slot was the spot, and the Big East hadn't moved out of that for years.
Yeah.
I remember one weekend we went skiing. We watched the Talik Brown against UConn and Pitt. Somebody hit one from 40 feet, like the Ray Allen one in the tournament. I mean, there's just the 6 overtime. Like
that's the one that I remember the most was when it was like Ray Allen against Allen Iverson. It was think it was both of their, and it was like they went back and forth. I think Ray Allen had a shitty game, but then he hit the game winning shot. I love the Big East tournament. I used to love the Big East tournament. I don't care as much anymore.
It's draftable.
Well, yeah, I could see how you could go down on it a little, but what I will say is the Big East just got back to their roots. They flirted with being a super conference for a little while. Now they're back to just basketball first schools. There's 10 of them. 5 or 6 of them are really good, in and out. You have some hometown teams. So it's the Big East just got back to its roots. Like it was a super conference for a little while, and now it's just back to this,
I actually love the Big East. I do.
Big East basketball is great.
The current Big East I like a lot too. Like I that's what I'm saying.
They got to get Syracuse.
Like that they all play each other.
They got to get Syracuse back. If they get Syracuse back,
doesn't work though.
Then it's the Big East again.
It doesn't work. They got football.
But what are they doing with football anyways? They could drop the football program and no one would care.
Yeah, they would.
I'm joking. It's an exaggeration, but to me, that it was Syracuse and Georgetown and UConn, and they hated each other. And it was
UConn could drop football.
Yeah, but UConn's back in the Big East now.
That's right.
So, so I wish I felt the same way that I used to. Like that,
really, I think there's still enough teams with some bite.
Well,
Marquette.
you know
what I mean. There are still some good teams in there.
I think I've had this argument with people before. I do think college basketball as a whole is just not as good as it was 20 years ago.
Okay.
And the Big East is part of that. So, but yeah,
I'll say this on MSG though.
You hate MSG.
Fucking hated the Big Ten tournament being there.
Oh. Yeah.
That was an abomination to the Lord.
And didn't the ACC have it there one year too?
The ACC did it in Brooklyn, which is the second dumbest thing in the world.
The Big Ten
should always be in Greensboro.
At the United Center.
Agreed.
Every single year.
Big Ten should be either Indianapolis or Chicago. Anything outside of there is dumb.
Yep. Agreed. All right, Chief, you're up.
All right, I'll go arena. I think I know the arena you were talking about with the natural sunlight. Popped in my head. Hinkle Fieldhouse, Butler.
Yep, that was number 2 on my list.
Yeah, so I like natural sunlight. Obviously, with the Hoosiers angle from the movie, and it's an iconic place. So Hinkle Fieldhouse for my arena.
I love all the weird things that happened there too. Like there was one game where people were blinded by the sunlight at the one shooting side. They had a leak that delayed a Nova game there by 45 minutes. Like it was an actual rain delay with an inside basketball court. It's old. It's historic. It's even more than Butler at this point now, right? Butler plays there, but when the COVID tournament was there, they hosted. You think college basketball, you think Hinkle.
Mm-hmm.
I filmed Hoosiers there.
Yep.
Yep.
Said that, yeah.
Oh, you said that? Sorry.
One of my favorite clips out of there. It's such a random game. Reags will know about it. I'm glad it's on YouTube. I hope it never disappears. Butler got game day against Gonzaga back when they actually went to different places for fucking
the Roosevelt Jones.
Yep. So he hits a play. He hits the shot. They get it was a weird steal. Ball bounces to him. They get the shot. And it took a couple of days till somebody figured it out. And they watch, and the place goes fucking berserk. And Brad Stevens, no joke, is on the sideline. He watches it go down. He goes like this, bang, and walks as calm. Like they told him, hey, Brad, go over there like you were in a fucking wedding party. He's just calm as can be. Walks over, shake mute marks to his hand. The whole place is going fucking berserk. The quote afterwards, it was like, Brad, how do you do that? What do you do? He's like, listen, we're in a position where the play we drew up, the shot was either going to go or it doesn't go. It doesn't change how I feel about the kids. It doesn't change the feel about the season. He's just a fucking robot. It's a wild scene to do that. It's such a random moment. But if you know Brad Stevens and the makeup of him, just imagine an entire place going berserk and this guy just going, yep, and walking over and shaking the guy's hand. It's crazy. I know it's so niche, but that at Hinkle would be.
I appreciate those moments too.
Good element.
Yeah.
It's just such a fucking wild, and they make the 2 runs. Hinkle's a special place.
Yeah.
And Indiana's a great basketball state.
Big East
as
team.
a whole.
Yep. Chief, you're up again.
How are they this year? Are they any good?
I don't know.
No, they stink.
No.
Do they?
Who?
Butler.
Butler.
Yeah, I think.
All right, I'm going with my random player. This to me is just one of those college basketball names that I feel like it might fall flat, but I love them as it is. Taylor Copenrath. Do you guys remember Taylor Copenrath?
He was number 3 on my list.
Okay, so I'm glad he's number 3 on your list. But UVM, he was probably like a 6'8", 6'9" forward. I was convinced he was Larry Bird. I was like, this guy's the next Larry Bird. He's going to be incredible. I think they won a game in the tournament. I think they might have beat Syracuse, right?
Yeah,
Vermont beat Syracuse. And I was just convinced that Taylor Copenrath was like the next Larry Bird. I think he might have been on like a summer league team and that was it. But I loved. I thought they were just like a cool team. They were a cool team, that UVM team, and it was Taylor Copenrath.
Oh shit! I'm looking up his stats right now. He put up 25 points a game in the last 2 years.
He's Larry
He was
Bird.
awesome.
Do you remember him, or are you too young for him?
I do not.
I don't
remember
even.
him.
I can't.
Too
Was he late
young.
90s or early 2000s?
No, it was
01
like, it was like
through
our
05.
senior
Okay.
year of high school. It was like
Okay.
04 or 05.
I remember the name, but
I should know
That's kind of
Because the guy I'm
He
going to take is
looked
before
like
him.
Vermont too. He just looked like a guy from
Yeah.
Vermont. Like he had
Oh
the
yes, now
Yeah,
I
like
remember.
the hair.
I thought you said VMI.
What a
No,
nerd.
UVM.
UVM.
Yeah.
Never mind. Now I remember him.
Okay.
Yes. Those teams are
shouldn't-
awesome.
I
I
should
actually
remember.
won
They
my,
had like a little guard who was good
it was
too.
Syracuse they beat, right?
Yeah,
I
they were
won
like
money.
a 13 seed or something.
I
remember
won
that
money on
game.
my first.
Yeah.
It was like the first time I ever started gambling. I won money on that exact game.
There
I
you
watched it in
go.
Pat's basement.
Shout out
in high
Taylor
school.
Copenrath.
I wasn't too young. I should know this more, but
I remember.
I remember
now,
that game.
yes.
I just don't remember the guys.
What a fucking throwback! That was like the first.
Well,
bet I ever
I'm
won.
glad that this is the reaction because
That's exactly-
there are
yeah.
other like the Pittsnoggle, like everybody like I wanted
That's
some
a
Taylor
better reaction,
Yeah.
yeah.
Rico.
That's a good pick. I don't want to look like I'm chasing. Ali Farouk Manesh.
Yeah.
I was gonna take something very, very similar to what Chief did, and I don't want to look like I'm running. But Ali Farouk Manesh is a fucking all-time name. It's also when we're breaking down the game, he's from UNI, Northern Iowa, up one with 35 seconds left or 45 seconds left. Reags or a little bit more.
Was it
Something like
against
that. It was under a
KU?
minute.
Whatever it was. It was a dumb shot. But man, he was feeling it, and he hit it, puts them up 4, and shocks Kansas. In
Yep.
surprise, surprise, another year where I said it was a Kansas year, which I've said 25 times in the last 25 years, because they always have a 1 seed, they're always good. But dumb shot and like just all-time name. I think Gus called it. If I want to guess,
Yeah, I believe so.
Gus called it. Farouk Manesh, or maybe it was somebody else, but either way, for like dumb shot. Ali Farouk Manesh, like all-time random player, and you know it. You might not know the name, but as soon as you hear it, I feel like you connect it with the moment, and that's what I'll take there.
On the mid show today, we were talking about the whatever we're calling it, the bracket busters thing we're doing with Barstool. We're all teamed up, and we were talking about mid majors that we like that are sleepers. And Ed landed on his. I don't want to give it away in case he gets mad or anything, but that year, that was 2008, 2009, I believe, right?
No, 2009,
9, 10.
11
11
I
or
think.
10, Reags.
It was
I think it was
when I was in
11.
college because I remember watching that game, and I watched Northern Iowa a few times that year. I'm like, they have a chance at beating Kansas. And my buddy, who's a huge Notre Dame fan, he's from South Bend, he's like, they have no fucking chance on earth. I'm like, watch them win, and they obviously won. And I remember another great pick, I think. Long-winded way of saying
I
that.
think it's a great one.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Shout out to my cousin Madeline and Jimmy. It was their wedding anniversary that day. So, watched it luckily in the. Thank God for streams. Watched it in the car.
Farouk Manesh.
Yes, unbelievable.
White Sox, Dave.
I'm going to go Jersey. I'm going to go UNC. I know
Clean.
it's so fucking chalk, but I love North Carolina's football and basketball jerseys and baseball, and it doesn't matter. Powder blue always plays with me, and nice and easy. I think that's pretty much all you got to say about it.
The Argyle.
Argyle?
Yeah, the little pattern.
Oh, is
That's
that what it's
on
called?
the side.
Don't-
Yeah.
Trim.
Don't help him out. Which one are you picking, Dave?
Whites. I like the whites with the script Is it just Carolina or is it North Carolina? Whatever it is.
Script?
Yeah.
There's no script.
No, I don't think that's.
I'm
script.
thinking like MJ in my head right now.
He didn't have script.
It wasn't
Didn't
script.
have script.
Whatever. I'm picking the Carolina Whites.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta know that. All right.
So okay.
It's in a lot of rap videos. It's the block lettering, North Carolina. Like,
They don't have a
All right.
script one? Whatever. I'm picking North Carolina.
UNC.
UNC.
I feel like they used to have one where they had, and I hated it. They had like the interlocking NC
Yes.
on the chest. And
They
I'm
did.
like, you guys
That was
should
like-
not. Don't fuck with something that's good.
Like their helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that.
They wore it for basketball too.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. They put
Yeah.
that logo on their chest, and I'm like, no, don't like that.
Shouldn't have.
I hated, what was it, last year or 2 years ago when Duke and Carolina wore alternate jerseys for their game against each other. It looked like practice jerseys.
I've-
It's like just wear blue and white.
Yeah, and Ohio State was doing that against Michigan for like
Yeah.
years in football. And I'm like, what are you like? This is the game about tradition. Wear your normal uniforms.
In football, the
Oh, man,
UCLA and USC.
We're yelling
don't-
at the clouds.
I don't know if they still do it, but they both wore their darker uniform combos against each
Yep.
other, and they both had to call timeout at the start of each half. It was like a handshake agreement because they broke the uniform policy or whatever. I like that, actually. If you're going to
I
do
love that look.
a uniform shtick, do that.
It's about tradition.
Yeah, that's right.
Reags.
Tradition matters.
So I think there are three like top tier jerseys. I'm gonna take the third one. I'm going Georgetown, the Iverson era, the first ever kente cloth. The gray with the blue, the white. It just works perfectly. It's iconic. It's in,
They are awesome. They're
Yeah.
awesome.
and it's when Georgetown was awesome.
Yep.
There's something about it, and it became like they were the first ones to ever wear something like that, and it just became
something
cool
about the
instantly.
trim. There's
Yeah.
something about the trim.
It's the kente cloth. It's the first one. They're the first ones to do it.
Yeah, same with Carolina, like, you know, and then, you know, we give picks away, but yeah, other people, like something about that famous trim or the sides and shit. Yeah.
Who was?
And the color works. I like the gray and the blue. Someone about to ring my doorbell. My dog's about to go crazy. I like it. It's just, like I said, it's iconic, and it's when Georgetown was great, so that all matters.
I like a good gray.
I like gray too.
I like gray.
You know, I was going to say, everyone's talking about how good Carolina is.
Hold on one second. Someone rang my doorbell. I think it's my dog.
You don't want to mix that shit up, but like gray and Carolina blue is a rare combo that if you nail it, it's fucking sick.
You know who I think about even ahead of Allen Iverson for these jerseys? You guys remember Michael Sweetney?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Fat.
the big boy. He was
Yeah.
a big boy down low.
500
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
It's a
I
Nick.
played for the Bulls for a minute.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yep, he did. He certainly did.
Nick took him.
Knicks took him top 10.
He was a top 10 pick? I don't
He
remember
got
that.
fat as his NBA and professional career like gradually went on. He wasn't as fat at Georgetown.
always a
but-
big boy,
Yeah, he's
though.
thick. But
Yeah.
then he just put on like fucking masses of
I
weight.
think he played in the TBT as well.
Did he?
Maybe that was Tractor.
That's
I
shocking.
think Tractor is
I could be wrong.
RIP.
Yeah, Tractor's dead. Georgetown off the board. Reags is, I feel like, besides Allen, Reags is a little off the beaten path, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But that, that's
You think Georgetown's off the beaten path? Just
now,
I think if
yes,
they're,
because
like,
he had to
they're
go back to
horrible now.
Iverson, so it's
I
like-
couldn't tell you what their jerseys look like today. I wish Georgetown was good again
Is Ewing still their coach?
Yeah.
for
They've
the
been-
rest of
should
this
be
year.
They've been
You know.
bad the last few years.
Yeah.
Last 8 years.
That goes back to our conversation a long time ago with D. Brown, where he was an assistant at UIC. We're like, "What's your dream head coaching job? Is it Illinois?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I'm a
He's a
legend.
legend, yeah.
I'm a legend there. Like being a coach it's all downside." It's like, huh? That's
Yeah, like Georgetown fans hate Patrick Ewing now, and it's like he's
yeah,
one of your two most
right.
iconic players of all time.
yeah.
It hasn't worked out for a couple of guys. Mullen,
Yeah.
like it's real hard when you have all that pressure for a program that like just stinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
totally. All right, back to me. I'm going to go mascot. So this is not the same one I took in the college football one, even though that's my favorite. But when you think college basketball, I think a different thing, So I'm going to go with Otto the Orange.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Top of the board.
that's an elite one.
Yeah. That's,
But I'm saying I think people are going to give me shit because I took a different one first over Otto last time, but I'm saying there's a difference between Syracuse basketball.
Totally.
This is a basketball mascot.
Yeah.
And I think Otto is
That's the best college basketball mascot.
Elite.
Or most iconic. Yeah.
elite.
Yeah. Just a big round
And I
ball.
like an Otto.
I like it like
That was,
a Gus.
that was my grandpa's name.
Like a Gus
That's just-
for sure.
Otto.
Otto,
It's a
I mean,
Otto Clarence.
Otto, that's a tough guy. I feel like a blue collar, works with his hands.
Otto. So I'm happy to get the orange. Rico, sounds like you wanted it, so I'm glad I snagged it there.
Top of the board is a good pick.
Really? Next,
Yeah.
back to me. I'm going to go announcer. I'm between two. One is so classic college basketball. The one I'm about to take is as well. And I'm interested to see how it goes over. I'm going to go with Jay Billis.
I don't like him.
There's a certain amount of pretentiousness and know-it-all that I feed off of. I feed off of it. He's so pretentious.
Nobody has ever he's almost a mascot for Duke because he's so pretentious. He's
I know.
He is quintessential Duke, and he's a lawyer.
I would say the lawyer aspect.
Yeah.
Yes. No, but I genuinely like when he's on a call because he's not
Yeah.
too much. I think he adds good insight as well. I think he's a perfect guy who's made the jump from, playing to calling games.
I hate him more as an NBA draft analyst, I think, than I do as a broadcaster for whatever reason.
I know what you're saying by that.
Yeah.
But he is a guy.
Yeah, I can see how you could say he's pretentious, but he has a little fun with himself.
Yeah.
He plays off the guys that he's with. He teaches you a lot. He makes some jokes. I get it. He's a little bit of a stuffed shirt, but I think he's pretty good. I have him on my board high. I think he's really, really good.
He was the third guy on the greatest trio broadcasting college basketball crew of all time.
Without a doubt. He made that Big East broadcast they were unbelievable.
Yeah, I like him. I like him on games, to be clear. I said he's pretentious, but that's something I think he is an added element. When someone's talking college hoops, you're going to watch Jay Billis and hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think he's very, very strong.
When he's just breaking something down, I for sure learn something, which is I either want to be entertained or I want to learn something from an analyst. And
He can do both. Yeah, he can do both. That's a rarity.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he does have to do some
Well,
corny stuff, but
Dick Vitale has not fucking shown a description of a play in 20 years.
Did you hate Vitale when you were a kid too? Did you hate Vitale 20 years ago?
Idolized him.
Yes, I did too.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to get Jay.
Game has passed him by.
Reags, back to you.
I don't know where to go now because I'm down to players and announcers, and I feel like all the analysts are gone.
I did totally disagree.
The analysts? I'm trying to think who the hell you're thinking about that would be left. Did I go off the beaten path with a player? I'll go player. And it's one of the greatest nicknames of all time. It's a little off the beaten path. Older guy, Harold the Show Arsenault. He is, when you think NCAA tournament, he dropped 30 against Carolina, played for Weber State, beat Carolina. The Show is one of the greatest nicknames of all time. He gets brought up that's one of the correct answers I always see when someone says name a random player. Give me Harold the Show Arsenault.
I think that's too obscure.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
How old?
That was my fear because he's
How
from
old
the
are we
90s.
talking?
He's from the 90s.
That's kind
He's
of
like
my
90s.
wheelhouse for
I didn't know it off the top of my head, but
Harold
I
the
know
Show.
that Weber State pulled off a big upset. So
I was between two, one more recent than him. That might just be too niche for college basketball, but he's who I think when I think a random NCAA tournament player.
Okay. I think this pick puts you
I
in
don't
the
know
kill
how I feel
zone.
about that now.
Yeah.
Danger zone. He's in the danger zone.
He's in the crosshairs.
Yeah.
Harold the Show. A lot can happen, though, Riggs. A lot
he's
can
got-
happen.
he's got
How-
another
how do you
pick.
Yeah,
Spell
it's fourth
that.
round. This is cheap.
Don't even bother.
I'm not even going to, yeah.
White Sox Dave took Thurman Merman and killed him with the 25th pick last week, so something more can happen. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
listen, even
It
even
shouldn't
the
have
old
killed me.
all-time guests and multiple winners, they take mistletoe by Justin Bieber in the first round, they get fucked. So
It
like,
happens.
don't beat yourself up.
It happens. Yeah. White Sox, Dave.
All right. I need to. All right, Cameron Indoor.
Yeah, both sides of the Duke Carolina thing, huh?
Gifted.
That's actually it was gifted to me. I
Gifted.
had to do it. As I would say, I'm slightly above average as a college basketball fan. But going to a Duke UNC game when they're like 1 and 2 in the country at Cameron Indoor is like a bucket list thing for me. I would love to do that. Sit fucking courtside for that. That'd be incredible, I think.
I mean, how do you feel about taking a group of people that catfish opposing players and then brag about it? Because you get the Duke student body, and there are no bigger nerds in America than the Duke student body.
Have you seen the Northwestern student body?
I stand by what I just said.
I promise you, if you watch the Northwestern, you just watch them next time you watch Northwestern when they play fucking Illinois or whatever on Friday.
They
You'll
aren't
know what
holding
I mean.
signs up. They aren't holding signs up bragging about catfishing Louisville players.
I mean, if you got catfish, that's kind of on you, is it not?
Tough one.
A little bit.
No. If you think you're talking to a girl when you're in a different city, I'm not blaming the player. I'm blaming the fan.
I think if you're getting catfish in 2023, when did this happen?
It happened like a month ago.
months ago,
You gotta keep your head on a swivel these days.
Yeah.
Gifted. Probably the most value for a fourth rounder maybe in the history of the
Ever.
show.
Yeah.
Gifted
Could've gone
Cameron
1-1.
Indoor. For sure.
Could have. Yeah.
Could have gone 1-1. Incredible value.
I mean,
What's
Yeah.
tough about
I think
watching
the-
Tough
Cameron-
spot for Reags to be in right now.
Tough watching Cameron on TV. It always feels like it's fucking way higher than it should be.
You mean like the seats?
Like
No,
camera
the
angle.
Camera.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, it's
feels
old as
like-
fuck. It only holds
it's
like
all-
8,000 people, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
real
tight. Yeah, a lot of these places are tight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so old that that's their only spot they could put a camera.
Which I don't hate. I respect, but it does feel like sometimes you're watching from the fucking roof.
For the
Yeah.
rafters, yeah.
I used to love though when I feel like the student section now is soft and everything now with the phones. Reags, don't you remember watching you, Eddie and Chief? You're older, obviously. Dave's the same age, but like back in the day, doesn't it feel like the camera used to fucking shake because the kids were going nuts?
Oh, yeah. They would have like the bird's eye view from like the tip, and
Yeah,
the camera would be
I-
rattling like it was an earthquake.
Yeah,
Rumble
I think
pack
it's
on
better cameras now, like stabilized and like I don't know. I used to love it. Like a big shot
Yeah.
goes and it's like you're watching a fucking
Oh, yeah.
earthquake. It was unbelievable.
I agree. You're up again, Rico.
Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, so this one's either gonna win me the draft if people get it, or it's gonna distance me down on the poll. I could go for a lot of classics. I go for a lot of obscure ones. I'm gonna go with a jersey that, much like Georgetown, moved the needle and was kind of like a movement. I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati wide shoulder boxes that every AAU team, including mine, wore 3 years after that. And you were cool because it wasn't just a stock uniform. You were like, oh, that's Cincinnati. Like you knew it. And if you were really cool, you had the little logo in the front like they did with the C. I'll go with the black if they want to do that on the graphic. Hopefully Ken Jackson's a friend of mine. Hopefully he keeps me in good raps. But like the blocks, man, every school had it. Wide shoulders. A lot of places. I think some high schools still might have it. They're outdated or now they're coming back retro. The Cincinnati box and wide shoulders
This
was
is
cool.
we're talking like Kenyon Martin.
Kmart.
Kenyon
though.
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, 100%.
I feel like if you had those jerseys, you were also wearing and1 shoes.
Yeah.
Those jerseys were
Yeah.
Jordan brand, though.
Yeah. Was it?
They were Jordan brand.
Oh wow. Okay.
I would say, like, I thought that was the top of, like, tier 2 after, like, the top 3 jerseys. The thing I liked the most about it is the C was their logo with, like, the Bearcat
Yeah.
ball, basically.
Yep.
Nice touch. Yeah, I mean, black and red is a pretty elite jersey combo, like, color combo, too, I think.
It was a bad boy jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bad boy jersey.
It was. They were bad. They were bad boys.
Yeah.
Nick Van Exel in the
Yeah.
early '90s. Yeah.
Interested to see it drafted, but
No.
Chief, you're up.
All right. Well, on that note, I've always made the point in these different shows where it's like put the conferences back the way they were. I'm gonna go at you with an old Conference USA matchup, Cincinnati against Marquette. I think Marquette's jerseys with the multicolors are so clean, they're so sharp. We're going up there. I guess this is already aired, but we're gonna be up in Wisconsin. I might just buy one. I might just buy one of those jerseys because I think they're that clean. So I'm taking Marquette as my jersey.
The Carolina blue and the yellow, right?
Yeah, when they have like the light blue and the dark blue, and then they have that clean, crisp gold. I think they have great jerseys.
The best.
I wish Marquette would just stick to their jersey look. They've changed so much while keeping I guess the general theme.
Yeah.
But if you go look like their Final Four team with Wade to present day, it's just pick something and stick with it because they do have. Like you said, I do love the light blue and the dark blue.
I'm thinking the ones that were because they've been they won the national championship in what, 70?
03.
What?
Yeah, that's when they had the names on the bottom of the back of their jersey.
I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But the side trim with the multi, it's not a check. It's almost like you're stacking Legos or something on the side.
Yeah, right.
But it's those ones are the ones that I'm thinking of. That I think those are Jimmy Butler wore them. Those,
Yeah.
I think those are very, very cool jerseys.
I'm glad you brought up Marquette because now I can bitch about how DePaul should be similar to Marquette in basketball.
I had a little interaction on Twitter with somebody yesterday who's a Marquette grad, and it's that should be we all get up for it. That should be a rivalry that we get
definitely.
The city kind of gets behind DePaul and we're playing Marquette. I don't know why they can't figure it out.
How far away is that how far away is Milwaukee from Chicago?
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half?
Yeah, it's 80 miles.
Yeah, there's no reason for that not to be. Both programs have been around forever. It's not you have one
DePaul
new
used to, decades ago now, but they used to be borderline power.
They had a couple years where they had Quentin Richardson and Simmons, and then the Stephen Hunter, I think.
What's his face? The Bulls picked
Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry was committed there. He was supposed to go there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he's just
Marquette's a good pick. Even the old school ones, they're just classic.
I like the
it's classic 2000s, 90s.
The D Wade ones are nice too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing to them at all, but they're still solid.
They're a little flashy now.
Yeah. I like them now.
Yeah.
Great color scheme, obviously.
Yep.
All right, fifth round.
Mascot, I'm between two. I feel like one is super chalk, and it would put me in a good spot. But I'll do the Chief thing and do something stupid because it's not even on any of the lists that I was looking at. It wasn't even in the top 50 of one of them. I love Woo Shock, the Wichita State, the bale of wheat or whatever he is. He's so fucking stupid looking, but every time I see him, he kind of makes me laugh that I wish Wichita State would be good again.
This guy is awesome.
Yeah, I love Woo Shock. So the Wichita State logo or mascot for my final pick.
Good pick.
He's got his head is just outrageously funny.
It's mascots are supposed to give you a chuckle. Otto gives me a little chuckle. Right. This guy gives me a chuckle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good pick. Rico, back to you. I think you need a mascot.
Yeah, speaking of ridiculous mascots, I'm going to go with the Friar. Providence
Oh,
Friar.
That's a good one too.
Yep.
Fucking wild pick. Doesn't he have a stupid haircut too? It's it's a fucking the
Yeah. But
making that up. It's got a horrific.
Didn't they
haircut?
get rid of him? Didn't they get rid of the funny one and now they have a more jacked looking mascot?
They do have their main one is a jacked mascot.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been up to the Dunk a couple of times. Shithole of an arena, but a lot of fun. They like it. The Friar is and
He's
again,
kind of creepy.
What?
He's kind of creepy.
Yeah, for sure, but it's a funny mascot.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. I'm actually I'm just having a memory what do they call that? The Mandela
effect.
Yeah, where I'm picturing an updated one, but I'm not seeing it when I Google it, so maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, this is a great looking logo mascot.
So my in-house league for baseball and basketball within our own church. So everybody in the church played in this league on Saturday mornings. It was your distant, you played CYO, that was real. You played AAU, this was a distant third. You played 8 to 10 games. You weren't supposed to get mad about it. There were no technical fouls. Everybody, it was a neighborhood league. Long story short, and same with baseball too. Everybody played their own. The names of the teams were all based off of these Catholic schools. So you were the Gales. and you were the Friars, and you were there was another one too, the Jaspers from Manhattan. Like all the Catholic schools, being we were a Catholic in-house league, they named everything through that. So a friar obviously is a priest. But yeah, weird name, weird guy, weird look. College mascot, give it to me.
Pretty preposterous. We're just trotting out religious people like that, but it like makes you hope that there will be a caricature Sister Jean at some point.
Seriously. And there's another one that I was on my list for mascot that will do an honorable mention that fits that bill too.
All right, White Sox, Dave.
I think I'm winning the draft. Vern Lundquist.
I love Vern.
I love Vern in anything.
Yep.
That's the fucking one I was talking about.
He's not an analyst. He's play-by-play. And I did have – that's why I was debating of who I was going to
What are
take.
you talking about? It's an announcer.
Play-by-play and analyst. Billis and Raftery are analysts. Gus, Vern are play-by-play.
What are
The
you saying?
broad category of announcer is the guy behind the desk.
I know, but so like I said with Gus, my fear with Vern is you think of him as football, you think of him as golf.
Yeah.
I think I miss
he's
football.
a jack of all trades for
well,
sure.
yeah, but in my brain, when I think Vern Lundquist, I think the SEC on
SEC
CBS.
football.
I think spring. Like, I think the Masters, I think...
Really?
March
First?
Madness.
You think Vern Lundquist
Vern
first? You think
Lundquist is
spring?
college football.
He's college
No,
football
Vern,
for sure.
Vern shouldn't get a guy that's great shouldn't get penalized anywhere.
Yeah.
I get how you.
But
he's
what do you
every-
associate
Vern
him
is a
with
fucking.
more?
He's the best.
He's
I agree.
great. I'm not penalizing him. It's draftable. It's a good pick. But to say
Yeah.
that you think spring first is
I just do. That's the first thing that I
I
thing
don't
that
know if
pops
he
in my
still
head
does
is like the green grass of
the
Augusta.
Masters. Yeah.
Eddie, you
Yeah.
absolutely could think him Masters, man. That Tiger call.
Yeah.
You could absolutely say yes for the Masters.
all right. I guess that goes into me not being.
He's
And
that
that early
good. He's
CBS
that
broadcast when you're watching the Big Ten,
Yeah.
whatever tournament.
I'll listen if that's the case. I'll trust you. I'll retract. But I just not a huge
No,
golf
I'm-
guy. So
I'm
that's
with
the
you
case.
that
It's a testament to him, man. He touches so many
Yeah.
different things. Like you put 50 guys in a room and be like, what's Vern? Some would say college football, some would say college basketball, some would say Masters. He's that good.
He is great.
Yeah. All right,
That
Riggs.
voice, I could fall asleep to it every night.
I used to every Saturday, my little afternoon
sure.
nap, wake up for the third quarter.
How we
So I gotta take
following
an
up Harold the
announcer.
show?
I got to take an announcer. Part of me feels like I have to take this guy. Like he is the voice of the Final Four. He's called 35. I like him. Give me Jim Nantz. He's got the big game voice. And like I said, when he's called every Final Four of our lifetime. So it's like, how do you not picture the Final Four without him? I'll take Nance as my announcer.
Yeah, it was between those two and one that has not been drafted yet for me. Yeah, Billis has already picked, so whatever. But it's a toss-up between all those guys for me, I think.
I like
He's Jim fucking Nance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's no nitpicking
Yeah.
Jim Nance.
No, I know, but there's nothing wrong with Jim Nance. Like he's very good, but there's just like it just feels like he's like your history teacher talking to you a little bit. Like he's not he's not as fun as like I think Vern.
Agree.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Vern's also
But there
got
is
the
like
old
that big
bald
game
man
feel.
tone.
When you hear him, you're like, ooh, this is an important
I
game.
agree. I agree.
Correct.
That's why I like Joe Buck. I don't care what people say. Give me a big game voice. I feel comfort with that.
Yeah.
I don't like Joe Buck in baseball at all. I think he's too fucking boring for baseball. They need a character in the booth because the game's inherently boring anyways. But yeah, to your larger point, I do agree.
And we talk pretentious. I like that he thinks he has to give his tie to somebody at the Final
Oh,
Four.
I forgot to
Like,
bring that
it's-
up. We talked to Ryan
So
Arcidiacono
funny,
about
dude.
that.
Yeah.
He like walked up to me. He's like, "This is yours now." And Arcidiacono just won the entire thing. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" He didn't even know about the tradition. He's like, "Okay."
I love it because it's the most outright. Like that's where you just think I'm so important to this. I'm giving
This
you
guy
my
has
tie.
to get. What did he ever say? What he did with the tie?
He did. I
wore it
forget
to
the
his
story.
first job
Right.
interview.
No,
I made it up.
Was he the one that tied around his head?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was doing
I
like
think so,
post games
yeah,
in
there's
it, and everyone's like, "Why the fuck does he got a tie on his head?"
Yeah. We could probably pull the clip. It's from Sirius, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Who knows
ago.
where it's at, but it was funny. All right, to me, I need Mr. Irrelevant, and I need a random player. So, someone brought up Tom Coverdale, and I think you remember the guys who lost, too. Like,
Yeah.
the guys who won, everyone remembers them.
Yeah.
They get to shine. this person, he was an undrafted free agent signing by the Bulls, so that's why I know him a little better. But 2 years later, Georgia Tech lost to UConn. I'm going Luke Schenscher.
That's why I debated, and I wish I took him.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
That's why I debated.
Herald the show?
Yeah.
Harold
The
the Show
name
Arsenal. I
sounds
was thinking
familiar,
two
but
college
jogged by
basketball.
memory.
Tall white guy with like curly, straggly
floppy
hair.
hair.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
a lot of those guys are tall white guys with shaggy hair.
Yes.
Like, oh, that guy. Those guys.
Did
Yeah.
anyone else growing up used to just say obscure names when you were dribbling around your basement and pretending like I hated Colin Elamine, but I would say Colin Elamine like 90 times because it was just a crazy name to say. Am I the
Yeah.
only one who used to do that?
No.
No, I would
No.
pretend to beat people in the driveway all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You grew up
Probably.
against-
I actually have a
we're
sad
done
story
with the
about
draft,
that.
right?
Yeah, I have a sad story about that. I remember it was probably 2001, and growing up, I don't remember Jordan, but I was 8 when he retired.
Okay.
So when you shoot, you'd say Jordan. You know what I
Yep.
mean? There was a little kid. It was like 01. He was shooting, and he said Mercer.
Oh.
And it hurt me to my core to see a kid put up a shot and say Mercer. Ron Mercer for the
Mercer.
yes.
He was like the leading
That-
scorer the first year post Bowls. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Kentucky great.
There's something
I
so
don't even think Kentucky fans say Ron Mercer.
Yeah.
I know there's something so tragic about,
Oh,
and
man,
it's
that is
burned with me till.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's burned with me.
You'll never
still.
forget that.
No, the
Yeah.
kid was putting up shots saying
Yeah,
Mercer.
that's-
How old was that? How old was the kid when that happened?
So he was probably 7 or you know what I mean?
so you got to have some Derrick Rose good
yes,
times. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
but
yeah.
it made me so sad.
That is sad.
That's
sad.
One of my favorite things to do is call Eddie. It's the kid who never got caught in manhunt. My best friend. You call him up, and as soon as he answers, it's who can stump each other with a more obscure name or make the person laugh. So be like, "What's up, asshole?" You'd be like, "What's up, Kojo Menza, who was a fucking player in Division I, played at Bishop Lachlan or wherever he played, ended up getting shot, I think, in college, weirdly. But like you say these fucking names like Jafet McNeil, like fucking just random names of guys we played against. It's the simplest form of fucking male communication, but it always makes us laugh.
It is. Reags, any honorable mentions we want to get out?
I had a few in each one. For announcers, I had Harlan, Eagle,
Eagles,
Dick
man.
Enberg,
Yeah. That was who I was
Bill
down to.
Walton, and I still had him as an honorable mention, Dickie V. Like if we were thinking when we were growing up.
Dude, so I was between Billis and Dickie V, to be fully clear. I think Dickie V would have been a good pick. Dickie V is iconic. I know Rico's got
Yeah.
problems with him now, and I understand his cons, but he's still a fucking icon.
You think
Totally.
college basketball, you think Dick Vitale.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to differentiate.
Like it or not.
It's hard to differentiate or like hard to separate current Dickie V to like when we were growing up Dickie V, when he was
Yeah.
the number
Yeah.
one guy. Now
The
he's
king.
like 10th on the announcer list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else, Reags?
I had some for everyone. Arenas, I had the Palestra.
Yep.
What's that? Villanova, right?
Penn.
Penn.
Palestra is technically Penn. Hilton at Iowa State. Like I love just they call it Hilton Magic. The Pit at New Mexico and Gonzaga's the Kennel.
Cool.
I had.
You didn't have the Welsh Ryan Arena?
I did not have Walsh Ryan Arena, and I did not have Rupp Arena. I think Rupp Arena is the most overrated place in college basketball.
Huh.
Uh,
Wow.
Mascots, I had Michigan State Spartan. That big.
That's a good one,
jacked
yeah.
out
That
thing.
was the one I was saying was chalk.
Yukon Husky, the Duck, the Jayhawk. For jerseys, there's a jersey you could look up. Villanova, Kerry Kittles,
Yep.
Yep.
with this crazy ass lettering. It's probably one of my favorites. St. John's, Felipe Lopez is an awesome jersey.
The skyline on the shorts.
Yup. Michigan's just classic gold is that.
Yeah.
The documentary. Duke classic is still pretty good. I had Marquette that got crossed off, and then it's so bad it's good to me. If you look up 99 Gonzaga, they're wearing royal blue and a jersey that's so bad that like it's just you can never put it in the draft. It's just worth mentioning. It's so bad. Arenas, Syracuse, random players. I didn't have as many as the guy I was gonna take was TJ Sorrentine from.
I didn't want to take him because of Coppenrath.
Yeah, DeJuan Blair.
Wait,
Alan
where did
Bray.
Sorrentine go again? Because I remember him too.
Sorrentine, Vermont. He
He was
shot
also
against
Vermont.
Syracuse.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so good draft for sure.
Yeah, so mascots I had Butler blue. I just love that. And
I
Georgetown
love
Jack.
that.
I love
It's
the
awesome.
Bulldogs.
It's clean.
I was debating blue or Otto. I know I would have got killed if I taken blue, so I went with Otto.
The Demon
He's
Deacon.
on tilt.
He's in his own head about.
I
being
thought you were
a
talking
dog
jerseys
hater.
right there, but he's talking the actual dog blue.
Yeah, blue's
Chief,
fucking.
when you're talking
awesome.
when you're talking religious people, were you thinking the Demon Deacon?
I was.
Yeah, I love. He rides in on the motorcycle at home arenas.
Yep.
He's got that giant head.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he is great.
I know
had
it doesn't
Big
have
Red.
any. Sorry, go ahead.
Big Red at Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
The blob.
And the Stanford tree, just because it's such an
Yep.
With the
outrageous
googly
look.
eyes.
Yep. Jerseys, I'm surprised this didn't get mentioned. I had the Larry Bird, Indiana State. The baby
Yeah.
Those are
blues.
nice.
Yeah.
The other similar color, I feel like royal or light blue. Just everyone loves light blue. The Catino Mobley, Lamar Odom, Rhode Island ones
Rhode Island.
from
Those
the
were
night.
sweet.
Those
Yeah.
were really nice too back in the day. Random player. The only one I have left on my list is Dan Dickau, Gonzaga.
I looked at him too, but once I saw that he had a pretty decent NBA career,
He
I
did?
crossed him off. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he played for a while.
I-
I had Blake Stepp, who was like the Dan Dickau before Dan Dickau when they made their run.
Okay.
Travis Diener,
Yep.
but I was scared.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
good
Drake
one.
Diener
But
at DePaul.
I was scared
Yep.
because he played in the NBA for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Omar Sanham from St. Mary's, the big guy when they
remember him.
when they went on their little run.
God Shamgod is like he was too much like Pittsnoggle, so I didn't take him. But God
Same.
Shamgod deserves a mention.
I did have our guy who was on Redline Radio 2 years ago, Cam Crutwig, on our list from
Crutwig.
Loyola.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And
overseas
then I had
now.
Randolph Childress was my other 90s guy. He's like my favorite player ever, but I thought he
You
was too good.
You would have worked him in any chain. You would have worked him in the favorite books draft. You
And
love
then,
Randolph.
and then Jacob Poulin from Kansas State with the beard.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Chicago native.
Yeah, and then Doug Gottlieb, honorable
Yeah,
mention.
yeah, that's
Yep,
it.
Doug Gottlieb.
Now a friend. Yeah. Now a friend.
Right.
I,
right.
What do you guys think of the rack? Have you ever been to a game there, Rico?
Many. No, a handful. Yeah.
I was talking to Sasha Stefanovic a couple days ago, and he was saying that place is like super fucking hard to play at.
Everybody hates it. Edie
Yeah.
said it's probably the worst place to go in the Big Ten. The guys from Iowa I talked to, they hate it. It's something about it. The first time I was ever there was when they were in the Big East. My buddy was playing for Notre Dame, and we sat dead center all the way up. Dude, it's weird. It just felt like it was another one of those places you just went steep. You were going up a fucking ski lift to get to the top. They've redone it now. It's a way better arena. But yeah, it's it's just crazy. Weird shape. Students show out. I give them a lot of credit. Like Rutgers basketball is not, I don't think anybody but TJ cares about it. But I give them a lot of credit. They show out.
And he cares deeply. Which
Yeah.
matters. We got it. I don't think anyone shouted out Dean Smith Center. So
The Dean Dome.
yeah.
That sucks.
UNC,
That place sucks. I've been there when they were number one in the country playing against Kentucky, and it is like it's the same reason I don't like Rupp. It's the definition of wine and cheese crowd. Like, it's
However,
not,
it gets points for the court. The floor is
It's
beyond
cool.
beyond sick.
You put a map.
I still think the best court's actually Wake Forest. I love Lawrence Shaw. They have like the parquet type look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the court where you gotta like, if you're on the bench, it's like you gotta go on the court, like on top of the court.
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, and I think
Minnesota.
Minnesota used to too.
Minnesota too.
Yeah. Vanderbilt's is like their court is like it's backwards or something.
The
Like, I don't
benches
know.
are the baseline.
Yeah,
Weird.
it's annoying. It's stupid.
All right, let's do the voting off process.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Hey,
Pause it, Harry.
You gotta,
We lost the TV.
I hate
Oh, they're still there.
yeah.
It said the TV was idling, so you might just have to.
I think it just honestly turned off.
Yeah.
I don't got a pen.
Use your phone.
All right.
I,
How do you do it?
You just gotta write who you think should be left off.
All right.
All right. Rico Bosco, who you got? Reags, who you got?
At Showtime, I think it's too obscure. You
I
went-
got Sister Jean.
All right, so White Sox Dave, Chief, who you got?
I got Reags.
White Sox Dave, who you got?
Reags.
All right, Reags, unfortunately.
Who'd you
No,
vote
no,
for?
no,
Who'd
no,
you
no,
vote
no,
for?
no, no.
Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for?
Let me see.
And moving forward, because of that move, I demand
You go
I voted
first.
for Reags.
Yeah,
I
okay,
voted for
all right,
Reags.
all right.
Yeah,
You just got a little too obscure there.
That was too obscure.
You overthought it. It's all
I
good.
overthought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was
all good.
overthinking with Cop and Wrath, but
yeah. It's all right, Reags. That just shows how much of a diehard you are.
I got thrown off early. I wasn't expecting Raft and Gus to go 1 and 2.
True, yeah. That'll fuck you up. When you're when what you want goes, it will fuck up
Because
your
that's
whole
all you're
draft.
thinking of. Like,
Exactly.
there'll be times when I already write in picks.
And you panic, dude.
Yeah, you're like,
yes.
oh, shit.
It's happened many times. People
Yep.
don't get that on the other end, for sure.
yep.
So I understand, Reags. I was hoping.
Yeah,
you
and
would
I
get
thought
that.
players was the deepest, and I like you said, I overthought it trying to go too niche. I thought players was the deepest category.
I thought mascots was actually. I feel like this-
That was up there.
They're
That's
both
what he
deep.
did when he drafted Jerry Maguire in the Rom-Coms draft in the third overall pick.
yeah.
Yeah, I panicked. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he shit
panicked.
down his leg.
Exactly, I panicked. I was like a fucking.
All right, boys.
He's gonna
You know?
try to pull the plug on the whole thing.
What's going on? Where can people find your guys' shit? Obviously for March.
I just did Stanford Steve conference tournaments. It's a little late, but YouTube channel, blogs, TikTok.
What is it? Rico
Yes,
Bosco.
Yeah, Twitter. We'll be on the Twitter.
All right, Reags.
Yeah, the blog, Twitter, Barstool Reags.
Cool. And obviously Marty's got round ball with Dickinson, who, I mean, he needs a prayer to make it into the tournament, but we'll see.
He had a good year first team all these
Titus.
Well, we'll know by now. And then obviously Titus, yes. Titus
Yeah.
has his show going. So a lot of college basketball coverage. Look at these two guys, Titus, look at Marty. And go check
Hey,
that out.
Rico, do me a favor. You're at the office, right? Yeah, you're at the office. Tell Marty Mush I said he's an asshole for me. That's all. Just leave it at that.
That'll go over.
All
well.
right. Shit,
Just
my
throw
bad.
him off a little
All right,
bit.
thank you guys. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your March
And
gambling
go
and so
fucking
forth.
Wildcats. I'm smelling a Sweet 16.
All right,
All right.
there you have it.
Thanks, boys.
See you guys tomorrow.
All right.